Yup, just to rewind what I just said in the title, if you like the Gerald Genta Designs, also the tool aspect of the Ploprof, this affordable Spinnaker Dumas will fill you with joy. Did I just say joy?
Baby, when you move your body, 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 baby, when you move your body.
This Spinnaker Dumas is at the second generation to my knowledge. The multifaceted original aspect of the first generation with a Milanese bracelet reminded me of the Omega Seamaster Ploprof. And being a fan of the iconic tool, I immediately went to their website to check it out, but unfortunately it wasn't available if I remember well. Luckily they released this second version featuring new colorways, subtle improvements and a solid bracelet. Honestly, I couldn't stay away from the sand version. I emailed them and they gladly sent me one for review. So thank you very much Spinnaker for making this happen. The Sahara version, named after the sand color of the dial, was my preferred choice. However, they have besides this 3 new colors: orange, bordeaux or blue, besides the old versions. Firstly, quality-wise, I was expecting to find a vintage-inspired tool and my expectations were met. After all, Spinnaker is making diver watches for quite some time, having over 12 models launched across years. In person, this watch has presence on the wrist. As a product intent, Spinnaker definitely wanted to create a tool watch that matches the current 70s design trends, that reminds of the glorious past of the Ploprof, but with roots from the Gerald Genta Designs, having today in front of us a multifaceted hexagonal design with diagonal facets towards the end of the lugs to fit integrated bracelets. And as first impressions, this watch is robust with a solid bracelet. The diver offers presence and elegance on the wrist due to the brushed polish play on the side of the case, but the main star of the show, I consider it the sand color of the dial that provides a cool contrast with the olive bezel insert, offering a playful experience on the wrist. The case has a beautiful 70s vintage inspired identity, a mix of a tool aspect of the Seamaster Ploprof and the elegance of Gerald Genta, and here I can mention the Patek Philippe Nautilus and the Omega Ploprof Royal Oak. As I mentioned, the case offers a brush polish plate. From the side we have a vertical brush interrupted by a thin polished chamfer that unites the side with the front radial brush of the case. The lugs are offering a brushed facet that normally should be united with the bracelet facet, but in this case there is a generic spacing there to fit the hexagonal bracelet or even a leather strap. Note that there is room to fit a leather strap, but there is not enough room to fit a NATO or a rubber strap. Underneath the case, the lug width measures 22mm, but on the surface, to match the iconic shape of the case, the bracelet starts from 24mm and tapers down to 20mm. The crown is very well balanced, grippy and long enough to safely screw and unscrew it from the case. A surprise, I find the transparent cap of the crown that makes visible the Lume logo of Spinnaker, a cool accent that reminds me of the Zelos hammerhead too. Above the case we have an imposing unidirectional bezel, polished on the sides, and inside we have a transparent insert that unveils the Lume immersive markers that makes sufficient contrast with the beautiful blue olive green color of the bezel insert. This is a retro beautiful accent in my view. The sapphire crystal has an anti-reflective coating with a beautiful blue hue, and inside we have the Sahara dial, a yellow khaki tone that offers a cool warm contrast with the olive bezel. The interior of the dial is completely matted. We have black and orange accents that contrast the dial on the minute track, also on the beautiful minute sword hands, offering presence through size, color and lume. Speaking of lume, this is a chapter where Spinnaker exceeds. We have a bright and even applied lume on the bezel insert, the minute markers on the diver hands, also on the crown. I think Spinnaker has a lot of experience with lumed divers, so you won't be disappointed from this point of view. And as general specs, this geometrical Dumas has a stainless steel case measuring 44mm in width, with a lug-to-lug distance of 48mm, having 14mm in height. The crown and the case offers a water resistance of 300 meters, and inside of the Dumas we have a Seiko NH35 with a power reserve of 41 hours. This Japanese self-winding movement has a decorated Spinnaker rotor, which can be seen through the window of the caseback. Everything described so far can be purchased from Spinnaker website for 350 quid, so the link is in the description. The bracelet, as I mentioned, is solid, reliable and thick, and matches beautifully the robust case. The faceted links are covered on the surface on a brushed finish, but the sides of them are made in mirror polish, creating a playful light play on a wrist roll. The brushed sign clasp has 3 micro adjustment points and a diver extension, also a safety clasp plus side buttons to action the bracelet. And as for how it wears, even though it has a short lug to lug distance, this watch wears good on a 7-inch or above. It is weighty and you can feel it on the wrist, but it can also be worn on a leather strap, which will make it a bit more lightweight. And as final conclusions, I am personally careful when I choose to buy a micro brand, having the fear of the cut cost or imperfections due to the lack of experience of the manufacturer. I guess everyone has these feelings. However, this Spinnaker Dumas really showed me the opposite, that you can experience solid watches well finished for affordable prices. Especially in these times where a lot of micro brands are relying so much on the Rolex Oyster designs. And in the end, I wanted to say that I really enjoyed my time with this tool-tastic Spinnaker Dumas, and as usual I'm curious to know how do you see this 70s inspired tool watch. Please let me know in the comments section. It is very helpful if you could subscribe for future episodes. Thank you very much, and until next time, be brave but stay safe.